is Animal Radio, celebrating our connection with our pets. Welcome all. Got your animal around the radio with you. We actually have two shows going on. We have one that's above the human ear level for your dogs. It's just a lot of barking. They can understand it, apparently. And then we have this show going on for the humans, Animal Radio. And you can get in touch with us toll-free to talk to our doctor, Dr. Debbie, or dog father Joey Villani, animal communicator Joy Turner, Vladi, the world-famous Russian dog wizard. We're all here to answer your calls. Jen Austin filling in for Bobby Hill on news today. And she'll be telling us about the cat that found its way back from New York, San Francisco to New York, blind cat, found because of a microchip. That's how important these microchips are. Also on the show today, your lazy cat should go out and get a job. You're out working for it.
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear this one because I need to figure out how to get. Well, I don't have any cats, but if it works for a cat, it'll work for my dogs. And I have 3 dogs. If I put 3 dogs down on the market, I can clean up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You can retire.
You don't even need to go to work at all. You won't show up here at all, I'm pretty sure, after you get them.
Well, maybe that's not a good idea, though.
Yeah.
We need them.
We'll have the careers for your cats, plus we'll also have tips for their interview process. You know, like don't walk into your interview with fish breath. You certainly don't want to do that. That'll ruin your chances immediately. Also, if you're one of those...
You got a sardine stuck between your teeth.
Unless you're being interviewed by another cat.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
then
and then
you
you
could
want
actually
to
share.
Bring a sardine with you.
Yeah, there's all kinds of techniques, and we'll tell you all about them in just a few minutes. 1-866-405-8405 to connect with any one of the Dream Team. Vladi, the world-famous Russian dog wizard, answers your dog behavior questions. Susan Sims with your travel questions. Animal communicator Joy Turner bridging that gap. Dog father Joey Villani with your grooming questions, and Dr. Debbie with your vet medical questions. The next one is for Joy, really making the phones ring white hot today. It's Paula. Hi, Paula.
Hi. Thank you so much for taking my call.
Well, of course. Where are you?
I'm in Atlanta, Georgia.
Beautiful Atlanta. How can we help you today?
I have a horse, and I wanted to know if Joy could tell me anything about where he's hurting. I've spent over $4,000 on lameness vets now, and still we can't seem to pinpoint it.
Okay, here's what I can do for you, Paula. Tell me what his name is.
Jake, Big Jake.
Okay, what I can do is you can tell me the symptoms you're seeing, and then I'll talk to Jake about those symptoms and have him show me what he's feeling like in relation to those symptoms, and then you can talk to your vet about that.
Thank you so much. I'm seeing him short-stepped in his right rear leg, not moving through as he used to.
And is that it?
That's it.
Okay.
He seems kind of stiff and sore, but I don't know what it is.
Okay. So when I ask him what that's about and to show me what he feels like, I'm feeling hamstring in the back, for one thing. It feels like it's knotted and it's not stretching. And that reaches all the way up that long muscle that goes up their back, up to just behind his shoulder blade.
Wow.
And it could be that there is actually a rib right in that area that's out of place. That's kind of what it feels like to me. When they send me these feelings, I actually feel these things in my body.
Okay.
And it feels like you have a chiropractor that can work on ribs, or someone that does something like Feldenkrais or something like that can work on the muscle and bone structure right there on those ribs just behind the shoulder blade. That's going to maybe be able to release that tension that's on that long muscle and then goes down kind of that hamstringy muscle down his back of his right leg. He can't actually pull that leg forward without hurting his back up there by his shoulder blades.
That is pretty amazing because I was thinking today maybe a chiropractor.
Yeah, I would definitely get someone like that and have them look at ribs. You need to make sure your chiropractor can do ribs because from my experience, not all of them work with ribs.
Okay, I will, Joy, and I thank you so much.
Paula, will you let us know how it goes?
I will, and I was listening to y'all, and I thought, well, what would it hurt?
It's free.
We don't hurt.
We don't bite. 1-866-405-8405 to connect with any one of the Dream Team here. If you want to connect with Joy for a session during the week, you can head on over to her website at joyturner.com. And, of course, links to everything you've heard on today's show over at animalradio.com.
celebrating our connection with our pets. This is Animal Radio. Here are your hosts, Hal Abrams and Judy Francis.
Oh, and don't forget about our dream team, Dr. Debbie answering your vet medical questions, dog father Joey Volani with their grooming questions, animal communicator Joy Turner, and pet travel expert Susan Sims, Vlade, the world-famous Russian dog wizard. We're all here, toll-free at 1-866-405-8405. Great show today. We have Joy Behar from The View. She'll be joining us in just a few minutes. Is that exciting or what?
I'm very excited.
She says what's on her mind.
She does, doesn't she? That's what I like about her.
That's why I'm always a little worried to have her on the air.
You're afraid of what she's going to say?
Afraid of what she's going to say. Also going to have another Dodge Journey pet destination. We need your help with this. If you have a special place where you like to take your dogs or your cats or your iguana, your ferret, whatever it is, we're not speciest here, call us toll free and tell us where is that place, and we'll give you prizes for your animal.
Yeah, and the East Coast is weak. I mean, I'm, giving you a shout out, East Coast. Let's hear from you. West Coast is beating you on the best places. You got to have some good places back on the East side for your dog.
Yeah, this is true. Since we started this segment here, we've had 6 places on the West Coast, along the coast, but nothing on the other side of the country. So if you have a special place where you like to take your pet, give us a call right now, and we'll make it the Dodge Journey pet destination of the week, and we'll give you prizes in return. We're that good. Also, filling in today for Bobby Hill, Jen Austin, and she has news about this marinating cat. I don't know if you've heard this story.
That's horrible.
And yeah, this guy decided he wanted to marinate his cat to eat it.
He said his cat was misbehaving, so he was going to punish it.
Ill-tempered.
Yes.
I believe he was marinating the cat in some peppers and oil and salt, and we all know that's not what you marinate a cat in.
Hey, Hal.
I'm just saying, okay? He was busted. He can't have another cat in his life. And
I don't think any animals at all after that.
Is that what we're going to find out in the news with Jen Austin in just a few minutes. Also, can a blind cat with a microchip find his way home? From San Francisco to New York, this cat was lost for several years, and the chip has identified his owner, and he's back home.
Whoa, I got to hear this one.
This story coming up in the news in just a few minutes. Also, a new research. Do people like the internet or their pets more? If you had to get rid of one or the other, would you get rid of the internet or your pets?
That's a tough one.
You'll be intrigued at the responses coming up in just a few minutes. Hey, Susan, how are you doing?
Hey, guys. Doing great. How are you?
Good. You look good today. Are you going out after the show?
Oh, well, no. I just have to go back home and do, the drudgery. I have to vacuum and dust.
I hate that work. I'll put that off as long as I possibly can. But I know that you are getting ready. Once again, this is the second year for the North Shore Animal League's Route 66 tour across the country in an adoption event.
It is Get Your Licks on Route 66, and it's going to kick off in Chicago September 10th. We're going to get the key to the city, the mayor of Chicago Heights, and then after that, we'll get our pet adoption bus going and hold our first adoption event there, and then head on down to Los Angeles.
That kicks off in just a little over 10 days. We're going to put all the information over at the website at animalradio.com. If you want to connect with us right now, wish Judy a happy birthday. Her birthday's this week. She's going to be 30 years. Is it 30 years old or is it 29 again?
29, Hal.
29. Toll free to talk to anyone of the Dream Team. 1-866-405-8405 right now. Can we go to this one? It's been blinking all afternoon.
Go ahead. Okay. Pick it up, Hal.
Hey, Karen.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. Where are you?
I live right outside Chicago, Illinois, in Glen Ellen.
Chicago. Okay. Well, what's going on with your pets? I have Dr. Debbie right here, and I understand you need to talk to her.
Yeah, I was listening to your senior show, and you were talking about a lot of different things. But one thing that I didn't hear that was touched on is I have he's about 11 years old. He's adopted, so I don't know exactly. And he's got arthritis in his back end, and therefore it's real hard for him to maintain muscle. So I'm wondering if there's a way that I can, either through exercise or some type of diet, build muscle or at least maintain what he has, so it doesn't atrophy.
Exactly. And that's the active word right there. So I'm so glad you said that, Karen. When our pets have chronic pain, arthritis, it causes them to not use their muscles in the full range of motion. And that results in disuse atrophy. So the legs get skinnier. And then as a consequence of that, they get less strong. So pets may be unsteady. They may be wobbly. And they may not be as sure-footed. So that's kind of all that cascade of effect. And the basic problem is arthritic pain there. So the most important thing is that we address the pain on many different levels. So that might be a combination of using joint supplements, might be non-steroidal pain medication that we might have prescribed by your veterinarian. And we might use like other pain medicines. There's a great one called tramadol that we use a lot for older pets as another way of attacking their pain.
Okay.
And then,
is it pill form or with a shot?
I'm sorry?
Is it pill form or is it with a shot?
That's a pill form.
You called it?
Tramadol, yeah, and we can use that along with a lot of these other medicines to kind of complement them. So there's never just one product that I typically put my older pets with osteoarthritis on. I will use a multi-modal approach to this. So we try different things. And then some pets, once we get all that on board, then we can really work on some soft exercise. Very short leash walks. If we have a pool, like we do in Las Vegas, swimming is a great muscle builder. It doesn't bear any weights on the joints and allows them to use their legs. So we want to make sure a pet is not going to be more uncomfortable. So you have to control the pain first, but then that can be a great way to help build up that muscle. And in many areas and some big big cities, we have areas that have pet physical therapy departments. And actually in Las Vegas, there's a department in one of the specialty clinics where we have physical therapy to help build muscle tone in pets that are recovering from illnesses and injuries, as well as things like older pets with arthritis. So that's a great thing. Now, another option, kind of in this multiple ways of hitting things, is there's a medicine called Adequan. And it's another type.
Before.
He has been on that. Did that help? Did that help him?
It really helped him tremendously, but it's very expensive. So we kind of did it sparingly.
Yeah, and that's the downside. It's an injectable form that helps to kind of rebuild the cartilage and help keep that joint as healthy as possible. And a lot of pets can really benefit from it, but it's because of the cost. Sometimes it's not the first thing that we'll jump to. But for a lot of pets that we've tried everything else in the world, it can really be very helpful for these guys. So
great. And what should he be sleeping on? Should he be sleeping on special bedding?
That's a great comment. Yes, absolutely. For older pets that have arthritic issues, I would definitely go for some nice padded bedding. Make sure that we're not sleeping on hard floors, and we want to try to make sure that they're off cool areas. A lot of times they're drawn to that, but we want to make sure they're not close to chills and things like that. So yes, nice, soft, padded orthopedic bedding is the way to go. So yes, thank you for bringing up those wonderful points. And for our senior pets out there, there's a lot we can do. So definitely work with your veterinarian to find the right plan for your pet.
Okay,
and
that is wonderful.
Go give your senior pet a big old hug from all of us here at Animal Radio. I appreciate your call.
I will. Thanks for your help.
1-866-405-8405 to connect with anyone of the Dream Team, toll free. And in for Bobby Hill this week, Jen Austin. Bobby's still out sick. Jen Austin filling in with news about that marinating cat story that you heard.
That's horrible.
Weird stuff. Strange. Also, animal communicator Joy Turner, pet travel expert Susan Sims, Vlade the world-famous Russian dog wizard, all here at your beck and call. And I noticed this last week, I started using this Pets Life stuff. This is a sponsor, brand new sponsor, came on 3 weeks ago. And it's Pets Life Oral Care. And, I get really sick and tired of brushing my cat's teeth. It's tough to do.
We all need help with taking care of our pets' teeth.
There's no substitute for brushing. But I can tell you, I've been using this Pets Life for 3 weeks, and it's making it much easier to do the brushing. I actually don't have to do the brushing as often.
You're seeing a difference.
I am seeing a difference. Your pets can show signs of oral disease by age 3. Pets Life is the healthy and natural solution with no brushing required. Visit petslife.com. That's pets with a Z.com. Thanks, guys.
As you all know, many emails. I would like to address two most common for the last few weeks, which I received. People asking me, Vlad, what the heck dog training color you are always recommending? And my answer would be Herm Springer, it's a German, Herm Springer dog training colors. Very humane, very gentle, create a gentle grip through the neck, imitate a doggy mama bite, will not hurt, will not harm your pets. And this is would be starting point of dealing with unruly pets. pets. I highly suggest you get for your little terrorist
He does have a very bad attitude.
We can keep complaining or we can take the actions. This is the only color I solely approve. They're very humane.
What is the name of it?
Prong color with quick release by company Herm Springer.
And that's spelled HERMSPRENGER. And, of course, we have links at the Animal Radio website.
Got it.
Sometimes people are crazy. Dogs are okay. That's for sure.
Fido Friendly is the travel and lifestyle magazine for you and your dog. Each issue includes hotel and destination reviews along with health and wellness topics, dog training tips, and the latest fashion trends. Pick up a copy at Borders, Barnes & Noble, Hastings, or go online to FidoFriendly.com and subscribe today. Fido Friendly is the only magazine dedicated to the travel and lifestyle of man's best friend and the one magazine your dog will thank you for.
When I went looking for a quality allergen-free dog food for Roscoe, a friend told me about canine caviar. Being a born skeptic, I examined every ingredient and most importantly, made sure it drove our dog's taste buds crazy. Here's the lowdown. Canine caviar is holistic, allergen-free, with raw dehydrated meats, herbs, fish oil, and flaxseed for health and joint support. Good food for Roscoe from a company I can trust. Ask your pet store for canine caviar. Learn more at caninecaviar.com.
Hi, this is Park Overall. I am just thrilled about Animal Radio. Please, spay and neuter your animals. Please.
We certainly want to welcome By Nature Cat Foods and Dog Foods on air with us here at Animal Radio as a brand new sponsor. And to get you hooked on it, we'd like to give your dog or cat a free bag right now of By Nature Cat Foods. I have a 7-pound bag of 3 different flavors for the cats and a 17-pound bag for the dogs. The flavors include pork and sweet potato, salmon, ocean fish and yogurt, duck and sweet peas, some good flavors to choose from. And for the cat foods, I have a grain-free chicken and potato formula, a 7 seafood platter, and weight control formula. We have some out of control cats here, the fat cats, so we're going to try them on some of that. If you'd like to try it too, sample it. Give me a call right now, 1-866-405-8405. You know how corn and wheat and soy can be tough on your pet's digestive tract?
Exactly.
You hear about it all the time. You'll never find it in a bag of By Nature pet food, crafted with only the best ingredients. All natural, nutritionally complete foods ensure long and active lives. So every time you put it in your pet's dish, you're saying, I love you. By Nature Cat Foods. Why don't you call right now for your free bag? And by the way, if you don't get through for your free bag and you still want a free bag, head on over to the website at animalradio.com, click the By Nature logo, and you'll get your free bag of By Nature cat food or dog food. Heading back to the phones here, talking about this a little earlier, kind of economic pressures being felt in every strata of society.
Every member has to step up to the plate now, every member of every family.
I mean, the dogs have been doing that for years.
Exactly.
They've been hunting and herding, and they've been working hard. But the cats, what the hell do they do between 9 and 5? I know my cats lick themselves, eat, and sleep. Boy,
in that order.
the kind of life I'd like to live. Now, I'm thinking we should send those little guys to work.
You've been talking about it for years. You just didn't know how or what to do.
Now I do, because there's a brand new book called Careers for Your Cat.
Uh-oh, our cats are in trouble.
Anne Dziemianowicz. Is that how you pronounce your last name, Anne?
Yes, it is. Thank you.
It was. I'll never be able to do it again. It was one and only. Anne, you've written a book called Careers for Your Cat. I guess, first of all, you must have had some lazy bum cats around the house that inspired you.
I did. I had 3 lazy bum cats, unmotivated and underachieving.
And you would go out and work every day and
support them.
Support them, right?
That's right. I did. I had to go out and support them. And, I'd come home and they'd just be lazing around.
Waiting for their meal.
Yep.
Waiting for their meal.
So you decided to put together a book. It has careers in it.
It does.
And how do you decide what careers are appropriate for your cat? I know for humans there's the test that'll it'll tell you whether you should go into this line of work or that line of work.
Or counselors that help you.
What about cats?
Well, there's actually a test for cats. It's called the Meowers-Briggs test, and it identifies their personality traits.
Mm-hmm. And what kind of traits would be perhaps find, and how would they apply to certain careers?
Well, say a cat took a test, and they discovered that they were a creative extrovert.
Uh-huh.
And A creative extrovert is a gregarious night owl and is always the life of the party. Sometimes they have a little bit of an attitude problem, and they're a little fussy.
Are those?
Yeah.
Okay.
And choices for a creative extrovert would be an interior designer, able to make those inventive fabric alterations, has a flamboyant personal style, and, can deconstruct a sofa in no time at all.
So the book has these different careers and how they might be applicable to certain cats. Is that correct?
That's correct.
But it also has something intriguing, which I really liked. Let's say you find that career for your cat. They're obviously going to go for the interview. It has tips for the interview.
How to pass it.
How to pass an interview.
How to ace that interview.
That's right. That's so important.
It is. I know one of the tips is, don't eat fish before the interview. That's a gimme, right?
Right, that tuna breath. That's bad.
What other tips would you give a cat before an interview?
Well, you shouldn't sit on the interviewer's lap.
No.
That's not a good thing, huh?
No, that's a no-no. No. And definitely don't play with the objects on the interviewer's desk.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's not good at all.
Boy, those are tough things for a cat not to do.
And also, you may want to, come into the room like normally, not dash in the room.
Just calmly and relaxed.
Stroll into the room.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
These are all good tips if you'd like to get your cat out working so that you don't have to work so hard to make ends meet and bring the bacon home. Send your cat out. The book is called Careers for Your Cat. And Anne, the last name is spelled Dziemianowicz. Sounds like Dziemianowicz, but it's spelled Dziemianowicz.
Whoa. I feel sorry for you as a first grader writing your name.
Yeah, it must have. To make it easier, we're putting a link over at the website at animalradio.com so you can find more about Careers for Your Cat and ask your bookstore for it. If they don't have it, they can order it. It's on 10-speed press. You can get it at Amazon, Borders, Barnes & Noble. And I'm going to give away 10 copies right now at 1-866-405-8405. No, I'm sorry. We're giving away 9 copies.
Thank you.
9 copies because we have to send a couple of our cats to work here.
Yes, we need the reference.
We need the help. And thanks so much for joining us today.
Okay, thanks, Judy. Thanks, Hal.
1-866-405-8405 to connect with anyone of the Dream Team. It's toll free. Let's go to Rachel. Hey, Rachel.
Hey, Joy. Thanks for taking my call.
You're very welcome. So what can I do for you today?
Well, I heard you were an animal communicator, and my golden retriever passed away on June 22nd at 13 years old, and I was curious if you could communicate with her.
What's her name?
Her name's Junie.
Oh, she is such a sweet little thing.
Yes, she was.
Oh, goodness. Yes, she comes to me, and she is so incredibly sweet and so caring about you. She's wanting to know, actually, how you're doing, because she's fine.
I've been doing okay. Wasn't easy at first, but, slowly doing better.
She says to ask you if you know she really couldn't actually stay any longer.
Yes, I knew. I had to help her go.
Yes. And she says she wanted you to know that that was what she needed, because she really needed to go. She didn't really want to, but she really needed to.
Good. I'm glad I did the right thing for her.
She's very pleased because she knows it was very difficult, and she wants to know a question.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about her coming back as another golden retriever for you?
I would be so happy.
She says that she thinks she did a really good job in this life, so there's not a lot of stuff to clean up on while she's still on the other side. So she'd be wanting to come back relatively soon.
That'd be great.
And she said, do you need to start finding a place you best prefer, or how do you want her to come back to you? In other words, do you want to go find a breeder and say, can you come, or do you just want to check out all the breeders in your area and find out who's having puppies soon?
Well, I have another dog, and I wasn't planning really to get another dog until my other dog passes, but I don't assume that's going to be very, very long. I have an English bulldog who actually got sick 3 weeks after she passed away, and just came home from the hospital, had her spleen removed.
She says, so you want her to wait and not come back right away?
Yeah, I want her to wait until Sophie goes.
So she says, so you only want one dog?
Right.
She said, okay, but when you're ready, be sure to contact her and let her know that you're ready, and she'll find a way to get back to you again.
Okay, that sounds great. Can you talk to Sophie, too? See how she's doing after her surgery, and she understood why I had to do that?
She says she's not really feeling all that better at this point.
Yeah, she just came home today from ICU.
Yeah, and she says, but she understands she's supposed to, so she's sort of waiting, trying to be optimistic, and she keeps telling herself, we will feel better, we will feel better.
Okay, good.
So, yes, she did understand what you were doing, and she is waiting to see how much better she feels. She said she does have a question for you that she doesn't know the answer to.
Okay, what's that?
Did they tell you about how much longer she can live with this, the way she is now?
Well, we're waiting for biopsy results to come back, so it depends what it is.
Okay, so she said, we don't know that at this point yet?
No, we don't know yet.
She said, would you please, when you find out, would you please tell her?
I will, definitely.
She would appreciate that.
Okay.
Says to tell you she loves you.
Oh, I love her, too. And tell Ginny, the other one, thanks for sending me all the butterflies.
She says, you're welcome. That's really, she likes that.
Yeah, I see them all the time, and I know it's her.
Yes, she really loves that energy of butterflies.
Rachel, thank you so much for your call today. We appreciate it. 1-866-405-8405. Well, good day, David. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
Where are you?
I'm in Little Rock, Arkansas.
Little Rock, Arkansas. How can we help you today, David?
Okay, my question is this. I have a 10-and-a-half-year-old Yorkie Poo, and he rides in the truck with me. He's been doing it for about 10 years now. I'm a trucker. And I usually would able to give him just about anything, and it wouldn't bother him. But in the last 6 months or so, he gets the runs at the drop of a hat. And I started mixing his food with some canned food to kind of make it a little bit more palatable for him. And that was okay, but even now that bothers him. What's going on with my dog?
Okay, so is the problem that he's not eating, or is it just that he's having loose stools?
Loose stools.
Okay, so his appetite is sound. That's good?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, then I would not add in canned food because that can ruin the whole process of what you're trying to do. If you're having loose stools with your pet and you add in canned food, that actually can have a tendency for many pets to loosen up the stool. There's a lot more moisture content in that, and it's kind of like, be like eating a lot of pumpkin pie if you have diarrhea. It's not going to help things in any way there. So I would really be looking more at our diet structure as far as what we are feeding, and there are some diets will go to a higher fiber content if we want to firm up the stool some. Now, the other thing I'm going to say is I would certainly make sure we have the stool and your pet checked at the veterinarian because, we could have something like worms. We can have other issues going on. There's problems in digestion with the pancreas that can cause a chronic problem with loose stools. I'd say the number one problem in most cases is we choose a diet that doesn't agree with our pet's bowels. And the number one thing I look at when I pick a food, a lot of people say, what's the best food out there, Doc? It's going to be the best one that agrees with your pet. That's always one of the first things. So do they like it? And does it produce nice, solid poops that are consistent? So that might be something we look at. Is the current food you're going with, maybe nothing bad against the company, but it may not be the trick for your pet. And to change that, we would find another and kind of gradually introduce that new diet over a period of about a week to 2 weeks. See what the poops go like. And then we can make a decision. Is it better, worse, no different? But I would certainly, before we start on the strategy of trying different foods and moving around, like I said, I'd make sure your baby's checked out A-OK by the vet and bring a nice bag of poop for the vet. It really makes our day when you guys do that.
You like that stuff. It's weird. 1-866-405-8405 to talk to any one of the Dream Team right now here at Animal Radio.
You're listening to Animal Radio. You can learn more about today's guest at animalradio.com. Log on. Learn more.
Hi, this is Dean Koontz on Animal Radio. Please spay and neuter your pets.
This is an Animal Radio News Update, brought to you by World's Best Cat Litter, the only litter made from whole kernel corn.
I'm Jen Austin for Animal Radio. Well, Massachusetts has become the first state to ban debarking surgery on dogs. The surgery cuts or removes vocal cords to silence dogs. Massachusetts says now anyone caught doing that can be sentenced to prison for up to 5 years. Devocalization is often done by commercial breeders for convenience. Now, opponents of the law say this will result in more animals being abandoned or turned into shelters. The debarking ban went into effect on Wednesday. Well, how can a cat who is nearly blind travel all the way from San Francisco to New York? Well, last year a cat named Jack Daniels was abducted from the San Francisco SPCA, and about a week ago, a nearly blind cat was discovered on 110th Street in New York City. Thanks to a microchip, he was traced all the way back to that San Francisco shelter. It is indeed Jack Daniels. No one knows how exactly Jack Daniels traveled coast to coast. Is your pet a want or a basic need? Well, many of us can't imagine life without our pets, and we'd probably say it's a need. A USA Today survey says 51% of us consider pets and their care to be a basic need. And actually, most people think the internet is a more basic need than having a pet. About 8 in 10 can't live without getting online. And maybe you've heard of the Algonquin Hotel. It's in the heart of Midtown Manhattan. Very nice place. A lot of celebrities hang out there. Well, this week it was home to a feline fashion show. Cats in wigs, hats, silky dresses. The photos are online. Very entertaining if you'd like to see these cats on the catwalk. Most of them look none too happy, but then most models don't. Many college students are moving into dorms right now, and I don't know about you, but I wasn't able to have my pet Schnauzer move into the dorm with me while I was in college. You? Actually, now at Stetson University in Florida, a pet-friendly dorm has been introduced. It'll house 31 students and 20 pets, including cats, dogs, rats, guinea pigs, and 1 fish. Just like many apartments, pit bulls, Rottweilers, chows, those are prohibited. Well, it turns out dogs may literally be humankind's best friend. A new survey conducted by a dog food company in the UK discovers that 1 in 5 women tell their deepest, darkest secrets to their dogs, and nearly 1 in 10 women and men think their dogs can read their minds. Sometimes pets are the only ones who truly listen. Well, here's a quick fact that may be helpful. Many foot disorders in dogs are related to long toenails. So check your dog's nails once a month and trim them when necessary, avoiding the vein, of course. I know the trick is getting them to sit still. I'm Jen Austen with news on Animal Radio. Get more breaking animal news at animalradio.com.
This has been an Animal Radio News Update brought to you by World's Best Cat Litter with a tip for keeping your pet safe. Watch out for objects that your pet may ingest like yarn, string, dental floss, and ribbons. Although these objects appear harmless, they can cause an intestinal obstruction and can be fatal. Get more tips at www.worldsbestcatlitter.com/radio.
This portion of Animal Radio brought to you by
Herm Springer's Quick Release Dog Training Collar. Very humane, very gentle. Find a store near you at animalradio.com.
Celebrating our connection with our pets. This is Animal Radio.
The whole dream team is here at 1-866-405-8405. We have Dr. Debbie. She's answering your vet medical questions. And if you're new to Animal Radio, then you don't know that she's actually our vet, too. So, we unleash her on the nation because we trust her. Dog father Joey Villani, well, he grooms our animals, too. And he does a great job doing that. And he can help you. He has a tip coming up in just a few minutes. Joy Turner, animal communicator extraordinaire, if you get into that spiritual thing. As well as Susan Sims and, of course, Vlade, the world-famous Russian dog wizard, to help you with your dog issues. And let's do a little helping with your dog issue right now. We have Rich on the phone. Hey, Rich.
Hi, how you doing?
Good. Where are you?
Right now I'm in South Carolina. I'm a driver.
You're a driver, OTR. Okay. Do you travel with your dog?
No, I don't. Unfortunately, she's quite a nice dog, but I don't do that.
Okay. Well, I have Vlade here. I understand you have some dog behavior problems. What's going on?
Well, she's about a year old. She was a year old.
Who is she?
Oh, her name is DC.
It's still saying me nothing. What is your dog's breed, age?
Oh, well, it's a mix. She's about a year old, a little older. I got her out of a group of dogs that this lady was just giving away, and supposedly she's
highway. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she was boxer and Malamute, but I don't see much Malamute in her, so...
More boxer. Okay, and Rich, it's very important for me to know. You just gave me 2 very important pieces of information. Sometimes I need to figure out the things like KGB or that's a new nowadays, like a Russian spy ring member. I need to find out really what is happening. And you tell me, you telling me you have a boxer with Malamute, mostly boxer, and you kind of saved that dog, rescued that dog, and picked out of highway, whatever you say. That's important. So go ahead. Now I can really imagine what you're dealing with. So go ahead. Okay. What is your problem?
Okay, she looks more like the boxer than the Malamute, actually. But my problem is she's digging holes in the backyard, and I can't walk around without twisting an ankle once in a while.
Yeah, because your backyard looks like artillery range, yeah, or after excavation.
Yeah, it looks like
looks
like a bomb craters out there.
Yeah, and it's more Malamute and huskier than the boxer. Boxer just like they jump like on the people. They love the kids and maybe childish dogs. Now, let me ask you: is it happening when you are not home? I guess yes.
Yes, but my wife's there all the time, so but it's happening when she's there.
Yeah, but it's happening if she's digging in her presence or in her absence.
Well, we just let the dog out in the backyard, and she goes on her way and does.
Yeah,
her
that's
thing.
what I assume. That's what you're doing. And honestly, this is the big misconception because a lot of people believe, the dogs are social creatures. I cannot believe my dog doesn't want to run around in the backyard. She always wants to be with me. If you have a problem, not the problem, but the situation when the dog wants to be on her own, it means there is some problem in the relationship. It's number one. Number two, what would I do in this situation? So I would like you really I'm telling with authority, and I'm famous for one thing. All my suggestions works, but they works if you works. So if you work. So number one, I want you to mark your backyard, and you don't need to pee or do other things in your backyard in order to do that. All what you can do by having leash and collar, and I would use in your situation definitely German Hermspringer pinch collar with quick release, the best dog training collar which exists basically for your situation, and 6-foot leash. And I would ask your wife 2 times per day, get the dog. It doesn't take too much. It takes just 15 minutes, 2 times per day. Get your dog in the backyard. Walk her through the backyard. Make sure not the dog walks you reach, you walk your dog. It means if she's ahead of you, you need to do reverse direction and snap the leash. You can go on YouTube, type Russian Dog Wizard, and you can see all those techniques. But I really want you, or you also can order my DVD, Obedience for Life. But I really would like you to do a little bit obedience training in your backyard, because by doing this, you mark your territory. Now it's not your dog's. In the dog's mind, she will think twice before start to dig in your territory. They are very territorial dogs. It's number one. Number two, I would definitely supply your dog few new interactive toys. I would go to the good pet store in your area and ask the people about outdoors interactive toys. What I mean by interactive toys, it's like when the dog is playing, rotating, some treats is coming and things like that. You can also break some treats in maybe 20, 40, 50 pieces and just spread around your backyard. Of course, if your backyard is safe and you don't have little items when the dog can swallow together with treats. So I would really get these things going on so the dog would be entertained, provide some entertainment for him in your backyard. I would train him in your backyard. And after that, if it's continued to dig, I would just do setup. I would be spying on him like FBI. I would go on the second floor if you guys have, or on the first floor, and just waiting for that moment when he is digging. And when he starts to dig, if you want to use remote controllable devices, it will help, like citronella oil spray commander or electronic collar, push the button the right time. Or if you don't want to purchase those, want to save your money, you can use throwing light objects, not the tables or chairs, like a penny can with 5-6 pennies, not the quarters, not the landscaping stones inside. Very light to startle your dog, just to get attention. So you spy, the dog dig, you suddenly appear, make the noise, toss it. Boy, 2-3 times you catch your dog in the action, you're done with this problem. So everything which I said to you, I would do it in combination. I would do all those 3 things together.
Okay.
And I would do it for 1-2 weeks, and you're done with this problem.
Good luck, Rich. 1-866-405-8405. If you still have troubles, you can call back. You know, we do follow-ups toll free.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
Okay, and I'll probably get his DVD. It sounds like that might help too.
It's a great DVD, and you know what? A lot of people ask for it, so we're going to put a link over at the website at animalradio.com for Vlade's DVD, Obedience for Life. 1-866-405-8405 right now.
You're listening to Animal Radio. You can learn more at animalradio.com. Log on. Learn more.
The second annual Get Your Licks on Route 66 is a month-long pet adoption tour starting September 10th in Chicago, brought to you by North Shore Animal League America and Fido Friendly Magazine. The mobile pet adoption bus will head down America's favorite highway, stopping at partner shelters along the way and holding pet adoptions in nearby cities. Thanks to sponsors like Intervet Shearing Plow Animal Health, Arm & Hammer, La Quinta Inn and Suites, and Animal Radio for making the Get Your Licks on Route 66 pet adoption tour possible. Visit getyourlicks.org to see when the adoption bus is heading to a town near you. You might just find your new forever friend.
This is Fred Willard on Animal Radio. Remember to spay and neuter your animals. I've had it done to me. It's not that rough.
As your best friend settles into middle age and shows signs of slowing down, SeniorPetProducts.com is there to help your senior pets live to the fullest by providing the latest news, information, and products for health, wellness, comfort, and mobility. At SeniorPetProducts.com, you'll find everything your aging pets need, from vitamins and supplements to diapers, boots, and accessories that'll make their senior years more comfortable, all at the lowest prices available. Thousands of products for the life of your pet. SeniorPetProducts.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, we at Litter Robot are pleased to announce our new spokescat, Cousin Vinny the Cat.
Thanks. It's good to be here with you guys talking about this here litter robot that automatically cleans up after us cats do our business.
And what would you like to say to our audience about the Litter Robot?
My owner seems to be saving up lots of cash now that he's not buying so much cat litter. Plus, I don't have to put up with that stinking litter box smell no more. With Litter Robot, I get clean litter every time.
Right, Vinny. The Litter Robot saves on litter and eliminates odors.
And seriously, the chicks dig it.
Okay. Vinny, where can our audience buy a Litter Robot?
Well, you gotta go online to the Litter Robot website and order one. Them Litter Robot guys don't even charge you for shipping.
That's great. People can just order a Litter Robot online at www.litter-robot.com. Animal Radio listeners can now save $20. Just enter Animal Radio as the coupon code when checking out. Thank you, Vinny. We look forward to hearing from you again soon.
Yeah, anytime, pal.
We get lots of food samples here at Animal Radio, so we can be picky about selecting a healthy food. If you're a regular listener, you know Ladybug is one finicky diva. When we got a sample of Stella and Chewy's, the healthy ingredients were there, but would she eat it? I'm here to tell you she ate it as fast as we put it down and begged for more. We feel good about feeding our dog Stella and Chewy's, and we want you to try Stella and Chewy's too. Visit StellaandChewy's.com or call 888-477-8977. That's 888-477-8977.
This is
Animal Radio.
Susan Sims is our travel expert from Fido Friendly Magazine. She's a publisher of Fido Friendly Magazine. She joins us every week, usually bearing great gifts, and we enjoy that a lot. When I think Susan Sims, I think gifts. But now I'm thinking it's summer again. She's probably about ready to hit the road for the Route 66 Get Your Licks on Route 66 tour. And this is, like it sounds, a tour across the country on Route 66 to different adoption events to adopt out animals.
Let me tell you, I am so excited about this year. You know, it's kind of taken on a life of its own. Last year, we were so lucky. This month-long event, we were able to find 150 pets new forever homes. So we are on our way to beat that this year.
Now you're going backwards this year. Last year you started in L.A. and went to Chicago. And this year you're starting in Chicago?
Yeah, I am a little backwards anyway, so this works out just fine. We're going to go to Chicago, and we're going to get the key to the city from the mayor of Chicago Heights.
Oh.
And then we're going to take that climate-controlled pet adoption bus and just wind our way down the Mother Road and stopping at local shelters and help to save lives.
Now, how can we find out where you're going to be?
We are going to start posting that. Right now, if you go to getyourlicks.org, you can take a look at pictures and all the fun that we had last year. We were going to have our schedule out and get all the cities that we're going to be landing in, like Chicago Heights, Springfield, St. Louis, and Joplin, Tulsa, all these fabulous cities like Santa Fe. And we'll be getting that up there shortly so you can see. But you can also go to FidoFriendly.com. We'll be posting that as well. And our partners, North Shore Animal League America, on their site, animalleague.org.
I'm hopefully going to join you somewhere along the tour there. I know we'll be in Los Angeles at the very end, and if you live in Los Angeles, hopefully you'll join us as we finalize the tour. That's going to be around October 2nd.
Yeah, correct? I think we're looking October 2nd, October 3rd, and then we'll get that blasted out here pretty quick, too. And we're just really so happy to have Animal Radio as our media sponsor, and want to shout out to Arm & Hammer and Intervet Shearing Plow and La Quinta Inn. They gave us rooms for the whole tour. Everybody gets a room. No matter where we are, we get to just drive into La Quinta and have a good night's rest and start over the next day.
Very good. Awesome. Well, I'm very excited about this year. Hopefully we'll get a couple hundred animals.
Yeah, let's break that 200 mark.
Got to break the record this year. Listen, if you want to talk to any one of the Dream Team right now, Dr. Debbie's here answering your vet medical questions. Dog father Joey Villani, animal communicator Joy Turner, Vladi, the world-famous Russian dog wizard, and in for Bobby Hill this week, Jen Austin. She has news about that weird story we heard this week about the marinating cat. Guy marinated a cat, was going to eat it, was pulled over for a parking violation, or I guess a traffic ticket. Traffic violation. Cop noticed a marinating cat in one of his boots. I mean, really, marinate a cat in a boot?
Did you know that 80% of dogs and 70% of cats show signs of oral disease by age 3? Now there's a healthy and natural solution. Pets Life Oral Care is an all-natural blend of extracts and oils that provide a safe solution, and no brushing is required. Perfect for senior pets. Pets Life Oral Care products are available in over 10,000 stores, including PetSmart. Call 888-453-4682. That's 888-453-4682. Or visit PetsLife.com. That's petswithaz.com.
When Animal Radio picked America's top vet, they wanted to make sure that your animal's health came first. That's why they picked the Paso Robles Veterinary Medical Clinic. Treating animals for over 50 years with the latest diagnostic tools in their full-service hospital, the Paso Robles Veterinary Medical Clinic always puts your pets first. Call 805-238-4622 or visit them at PasoVets.com. That's Paso, P-A-S-O, Vets.com to get the best care for your pet.
Yeah, sure, the radio show's pretty darn fun. Have you seen the website yet? Animalradio.com, where you can get many discounts on some of the items you normally purchase for your animals. Some food. You can actually not only get discounts, but free stuff. We're giving away free World's Best Cat Litter at the website. We're giving away free By Nature food, all kinds of good things, samples of some of the foods that we have available for your animals, your cats, your dogs, your iguanas, your whatever it is. Animalradio.com is the website, and I understand that the Facebook page is taking off. We have lots of friends. I really don't know. I assume we have lots of friends, right? I mean, wouldn't we have lots of friends?
Of course we would. Of course we do.
If you're on Facebook and you haven't friended us yet, head on over to the animalradio.com website and hit the Facebook logo. I know the people that are designing that, doing the Facebook for Animal Radio, having a lot of fun with it. So,
I can't wait to see what they've done with it.
And at the same time, you can pick up your World's Best Cat Litter free of charge, a bag to try out for you, or some By Nature cat food, all good stuff. It is that time again for Joey Villani's Tip of the Week. And I got to tell you, we got some pretty valuable information we've been getting over the last few weeks. And if you miss any of the information, you can head on over to the website at animalradio.com and see his last week's tip. Last week was good. It was a couple of weeks ago. There was one about styptic powder.
Yes.
You cut your nails.
Styptic
powder. And
how to make your
own
it
styptic powder.
Yeah.
But you better not be writing a book here, okay?
I'm not writing a book, and if I do, I'll share the profits with you, of course.
All right, 60-40.
Speaking of which, Joey Villani is brought to you by SeniorPetProducts.com. And if you haven't had a chance to check out that website yet, what the heck? Head on over there. Look at it right now. You'll find all kinds of information about how to care for your senior pet and how to keep your young pet young. And they have all kinds of items, good products over there for the young and older pet. They have the lowest prices anywhere on Chondroflex and Sinovialflex. I hope I'm saying that right.
I wouldn't know.
You get the lowest prices, and then you get 25% off your entire purchase at Senior Pet Products simply by putting Radio SPP, as in Senior Pet Products, Radio SPP, into the promotion code area right on the front page of seniorpetproducts.com. Look for the Animal Radio logo.
Yeah. I'm going to apply for a Senior Pet Products credit card because we're spending so much money there. Bet. So I want to see if they can send me so Senior Pet Products, if you're listening, send me a credit card. My wife's spending a ton of money. I can't afford it every month.
You sure that's the website she's spending time on, right? She's saying
that's one of them.
Yeah,
that's one of them. You know about sending the cat out for a job? Well, hey, that's all I'm going to say.
So what would she give up, the internet or her dogs?
Yeah, who knows?
Oh no, she'd give up the internet. She'd give up everything for the dogs. Let me tell you.
Yeah. Even you, huh?
Oh, I'd be the first one to go. Are you kidding me? Yeah. That's why I need a motorhome or something, just to have in the driveway in case I get thrown out. I got somewhere to go.
Well, Joey, you're always welcome at my pad here. So what kind of tip do you got for us today?
Well, you know what? First I want you to take a visual. You see me and how I look. Yeah. Now look at me. Would you think that I can give the best pet manicure in the world, polish and all? Well, I can.
I don't know. I would say your big fingers and everything. I would think that it would be kind of hard to do the delicate little painting and such. Now, a massage, that's a different story.
That's why I'm the dog father, okay? So let me explain.
Okay.
What we used to do, it's always easy on a dog that has, shaved feet like a poodle. But then you'll get some maniac that comes in and wants their pet's nails painted, and those maniacs pay for my wife Neiman Marcus credit card bills. So I need them to come in. So what we do is we'd vet wrap between the toes, so you'd be able to expose the nails and then wrap it around the top. But you want to know something? It's easy for me when I have a grooming table and the dog is it stands and behaves well. But when you're home, it's a little bit more difficult. So if you want to do it at home, what you do is you need to get yourself a heavy gauge. Like a Ziploc bags work great because they're a little bit heavier. The sandwich bags, freezer bags, whatever. Okay, and what you do is put your dog's foot in it and pop each nail through.
Oh,
but you know what? Hold on. I'm a little bit ahead of myself.
That's a clever idea.
Yes, you could do that, but if you want to get the perfect nail, cut the nails first and file them down.
Okay.
Okay, so you got a perfect nail. Now you pop them through, and what you're going to want to do is you can use regular people nail polish, but I'll tell you what, the nail polish that they had for kids or nail polish for pets, which sometimes is a little bit difficult to find. I know OPI actually makes them. They dry quicker. They look the same, but they dry quicker. You put that on, finish 1 foot at a time. Then do the next one. Also, for you people who want to do airbrushing, believe it or not, is a lot easier to do on your pet's nails than polish because it goes a lot quicker. You spray it on if you have an airbrush, and then you clear over it, and they look unbelievable. Wow. And it's the easiest way. You pop your dog's nails through, the hair doesn't get nail polish on it. It's done 1, 2, 3. It spreads the toes out automatically, and you're done. And it's beautiful.
We can use a human polish too.
You can use a human polish, but it don't dry real quick. So the problem is you're sitting there, and unless you got a very patient dog, and most dogs aren't going to be that patient, they're going to want to get off the table or wherever you're doing it and run around, and you're going to have nail polish all over and your clothes. And
but
it's not a fun situation.
Yeah, there is a Maybelline brand that I get that's human brand, and it dries instantly.
It isn't toxic for the animals if they chew it off?
No, I mean for that a quantity of nail polish, because I did look into that myself. It's not going to hurt your pet. I mean, and most dogs aren't chewing their nails anyway.
Right.
For the most part. But I'll tell you what they do make is for pets, they make a stick. And the stick goes on real easy. It almost looks like a pen. Yeah. And it goes right on real quick, real easy. And like I said, you know what? If we're looking at these runway shows with these nails painted, come on, I want to see it in the street because that makes me money.
How important are microchips? Here's a story about a cat, San Francisco, who's blind, can't see. Got lost and was found in New York City, and because of the microchip is now at home.
Unbelievable.
Wait, where was it? Where was it originally lost?
San Francisco. San Francisco.
He was blind.
Blind, and in San Francisco, ended up in New York. and now is home.
I'll tell you, that's some story there. I would like to have been on that venture.
Yes. Well, that's coming up in the news. Jen Austen filling in for Bobby Hill today. Also, we've asked people what would they give up, the internet or their pet first, and you'd be surprised at the results with Jen Austen. Also, Joy Behar from The View joining us. You ever see The View, Joey?
Yes, I have seen The View.
You like that, Joy Behar? Isn't she like the only one that's been there the whole time? They've swapped out everybody, it seems like.
Yeah, it seems that way.
I think so. I think she's been there the longest.
Yeah, she's original cast.
She says what's on her mind, and she'll be joining us today on Animal Radio.
Celebrating our connection with our pets. This is Animal Radio.
And the whole gang is here. 1-866-405-8405 to connect with any one of the dream team. Could be dog father Joey Villani, Dr. Debbie, our veterinarian, animal communicator Joy Turner, pet travel expert Susan Sims, or Vladi, the world-famous Russian dog wizard, toll-free for you. This hour, Joy Behar from The View will be joining us, and also that big story that, if you haven't heard about it, the cat that was found marinating in oils and peppers, all on the way this hour on Animal Radio. Let's hit back the phones at 1-866-405-8405. We have Dawn. Hi, Dawn.
Hi.
What's up?
What's up? I have a question.
Okay.
For the vet.
She's right here.
I have a cat. Well, actually, I have two cats. I have an older cat that's about 14 years old, and I have a cat that's about almost a year and a half old. And this cat was a throwaway. She came to me at about 4 weeks old, a little too early. And she was also the runt of the litter. Now, I don't know if that has anything to do with anything, but she refuses to have her claws clipped without what I would consider abuse to the animal. And
okay.
I mean, I literally have to, grab her and put her between my legs and squeeze her little paws, and I don't want to do it. It hurts me more than it hurts her.
Okay. All right. So it's not going well, and I'm assuming you're wanting to find out the way to do this, the trick, right?
The trick.
Okay.
The easy way so she doesn't howl like the devil.
Okay. The first thing that I'm going to say is that she's a cat, not a dog. So we have to approach cats a bit differently when we want to train them to accept something that they might find unpleasant. So you really need to small little bits. Try not to overpower her physically, because that never goes over well with cats. In the veterinary world, it always ends up in a no-world situation. So you come at it, and in the cat's eyes, go slowly. And I would say some soft restraint is helpful.
That was my last resort. I mean, I tried from a very young kitten. I tried of just approaching her, when she was sleeping and doing a little bit, and she would just pull her hands away without any, with the slightest nippers near her.
That's where we need to focus our attention. Before you even pull those clippers out, we need to use paw therapy. So basically, that is what your job is. You may need to take her to the veterinarian to get the nails trimmed or to the groomer. But at this time, your job is to make her like you touching her feet. And that should be the only thing you try to do. So trimming her nails is not going to be on the close horizon then. That's going to mean getting some of her favorite treats. That's going to mean getting what she likes. Does she like to be brushed? Does she like chin rubs? Those are the things you want to do at the time that you touch her feet or even approach them. Do not go further than that step until she finds that somewhat okay. If you try to push it and start restraining her and holding those feet and squeezing the nail, she's not going to go for it. Eventually, we hope to get to that point and make that more pleasant for her. When you do get to that point, my number one tips for actually trimming the nails in cats are that a lot of people don't hold the nail still enough. So you need to hold your thumb and forefinger on the actual base of the nail, squeeze so that claw comes out, and you cut quickly and sharply with a nice, sharp set of toenail trimmers. Your preference. I usually like the little scissor handle versus the guillotine ones. I would not advise using the vibrating trimmers for this kitty, because it does not sound like that would be anything she'd even entertain. And some people will even use just large human toenail nippers if the kitties have real small or narrow nails. That might even be an option, but that may be weeks or months down the road for you. So remember, don't push it, and you really want to make this a pleasant experience. Reward her with those little baby steps along the way. So best of wish with you there, Dawn. I know it's a hard thing. Cats are not dogs, so let's not treat them like one.
We had the same problem here at Animal Radio, and we decided just to do one paw or one nail at a time, and that was enough to keep our cats from getting overwhelmed. But it can be done. It can be done slowly, getting them paw-friendly. Hey, listen, if you want to talk with any one of the Dream Team right now, we're all here for you. Dr. Debbie answering your vet medical questions, dog father Joey Villani, animal communicator Joy Turner, Vladi the world-famous Russian dog wizard Susan Sims, and in for Bobby Hill this weekend, Jen Austin. She has a story about a blind cat got lost in San Francisco, actually abducted in San Francisco, ended up in New York City, and the microchip returned that cat to its owner. Another story why you should have a microchip in your pet coming up in the news with Jen Austin.
You're listening to Animal Radio. You can learn more about today's guest at animalradio.com. Log on. Learn more.
Celebrating our connection with our pets. This is Animal Radio. Here are your hosts, Hal Abrams and Judy Francis.
And the whole Dream Team is here. Dr. Debbie answering your vet medical questions. Dog father Joey Villani. In for Bobby Hill this week is Jen Austin. Animal communicator Joy Turner, bridging that gap, as well as pet travel expert Susan Sims and Vlade, the world-famous Russian dog wizard. We're all available toll-free at 1-866-405-8405. This hour, Joy Behar from The View, very funny comedian, is joining us again here on Animal Radio. Also, the story about the marinated cat that everybody... People are saying this story is not true, not real.
It's hard to believe. I mean, really, who can believe this?
It is a true story with a good ending, and that's coming up in just a few minutes. I went to dinner once again at Dr. Debbie's house last night. And let me tell you, there's something a little awkward going on. And talked about this a little bit earlier, but it seems like all your animals are missing something. It's either tail.
Well, it's not just mine. And Hal, you're getting at something that veterinarians in general, and in many cases, we have pets that are missing something vital. And we're talking they're missing a body part.
Okay.
And this came up the other night while we were talking. Yes. And veterinarians all over the country, we have beloved pets that find us by many different ways. A lot of tough luck stories. You know, they may be relinquished. They may be strays. They may have had a bad injury. But in many cases, they're missing body parts. And I can tell you, I have friends that are vets that they may have a cat with one eye, a dog that was missing an ear, and maybe even a limb that was amputated. So, you know, these things happen.
What about you? Tell them about the pets that I saw. I want to know about your pets.
Well, my kitty, named Bob, he came to me actually as a kitten. He had maggots all over him and different wounds when he was young, and the maggots actually were in his tail, so we had to chop his tail off to save the tail and save his life. And that's kind of how he got his name, Bob. By the way. So he lost his tail. And then my dog, Jade, she came to us as a young Labrador, and, you know, she was supposed to be from this great hunting stock, and the breeder was going to sell them on the internet and ship them off all across the country. And there was an accident. A brick fell on her tail, chopped it off when she was a puppy. So she was not valuable for hunting, so we got her. So yes, most of the pets in my household have a damaged or amputated tail, and no, it's not intentional, Hal.
Is that the way it is with most vets? There's always an animal in the house that might be missing something?
It is. It's really very common. And so, yes, and maybe not just veterinarians, but people within animal rescue, also this happens. But a lot of times, and I have even had a friend who had a dog with no eyes. They had to be removed because of glaucoma. So, yes, we tend to pick up the little mismatches, and it's probably, they're special. They have special needs, and, we have the preparedness to take care of these little guys. And definitely for my kids, the tails are not required. I love them all the same, but I am a little fearful of the remaining tails.
And you make a mean spaghetti, too. We always enjoy going over to your house because you, flip everybody's lips and you have the rubber gloves and all of that weird veterinary stuff. Hey, if you want to talk to Dr. Debbie right now, the numbers are toll-free, 1-866-405-8405. The same numbers you'll talk to dog father Joey Villani or animal communicator Joy Turner. Any one of us. We're all here. Judy's the first voice you hear at 1-866-405-8405. As I mentioned before, Joy Behar is on the way. Well, hello, Sammy.
Hi, how are you?
Doing good. How are you doing?
I'm all right.
Where are you?
Severna Park, Maryland.
I love Maryland. Maryland's just a beautiful place. Just a beautiful place. I've got Dr. Debbie right here. She can help you with whatever ails your pet.
Okay.
Well, hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing wonderful. What can we do for you today?
Well, I have 3 cats, and I applied Frontline to each one about a week ago, and the fleas are worse. Now, I had the Frontline around for a while because I haven't had to use it in about 3 years. Didn't have any problems with fleas. And my question is, there's no expiration date that I can find. Does it go bad, and can I reapply it?
And there is no expiration date on Frontline, and that is a truth. So, as long as the package was intact, I wouldn't have necessarily a problem in using that. Now, a lot of times after we apply Frontline, or even some of the other types of flea control products, we can see some actual exaggerated activity of fleas, and that's generally more right after we apply it. It kind of affects their immune system. It affects their neurologic systems, so they can become really hyperactive and just kind of looking wacky. So a lot of people see a lot of flea activity shortly after we treat with Frontline or comparable products. Now, if we're seeing a lot more fleas in general, then we might need to take some other approaches to not just relying on one single product and using more of a kind of a integrated approach to fleas. So is it more that you're seeing a lot of these in number, or just them moving a lot?
Well, before I applied it, I used a flea comb on each cat, and I found some flea dirt and a flea or two. And like I said, I applied it about a week ago, and now there is a ton of flea dirt. One of my cats is starting to lose hair down on her back in front of her tail, and there was a whole lot of flea dirt on her.
Okay.
And there are more fleas, and they're alive.
Okay.
And I'm just concerned that, I don't know, I just didn't know if it went bad or not.
And you wanted to know if you could reapply, too, right?
Yeah, exactly. Because the package says you can't, do not reapply for 30 days.
Yeah, and that would be accurate. I would not want to reapply that. Now, something we might want to try is maybe more add in an oral flea component. And there's some different ones out there. There's one called Program. Generally, it's not the quickest kill, in my opinion, but there are definitely some other ones. There's one called Comfortus, and that one, actually, a lot of folks report some very quick kill times after that. So that might be something else to add in. And is there some kind of link that the fleas are more popular right now and you're seeing more of them? You might just be having some ebb and flow of different flea populations going on right now. So I would just make sure that we tackle this with another route. And flea combs are great to remove those individual fleas, but you'll go nuts if you've got a ton trying to remove each and every one of them. But it certainly can be helpful in just removing some of those adults from the hair coat.
Yeah, and it does get the flea dirt, but I can do it one day and 2 days later do it again and get the same amount.
Yeah. So I would check with your veterinarian about what kind of oral flea products they have available, because every area might be a little different in some of their favorites. And I have vet friends in Indiana that will say, oh, gosh, we don't use that product out here. We like a different one. And, what works is great. And I won't kind of sneeze at that because everyone has their own favorites in their particular area. But I would definitely look into the oral ones.
Sammy, you said that you haven't had trouble for the last few years, and all of a sudden this year, it does seem like this year has been a big flea year across the country.
It's funny you say that, Hal. We have, and actually in the veterinary community, it is widely reported that because of all the moisture in a lot of areas, we have not just fleas, but ticks and other type of critters, a lot of mosquitoes and risk with heartworm disease. So it is on the rise, definitely.
Big season for all the people that make the medicines for the fleas this year, I'm sure. 1-866-405-8405. Sammy, can I give you some world's best cat litter?
Sure, that'd be great.
I'm going to give you a bag of it. If you've ever tried it before, then you know how good it is. It's whole kernel corn. We've been using it here for about a decade here at the studios.
At least.
The studios, you can't even smell that there's a cat in the studios. You have no idea. It's good stuff. If you aren't as lucky to get through like Sammy did to get a free bag, you can head over to the website at animalradio.com and pick up a free bag there simply by clicking on the world's best cat litter logo. And try it. You'll be hooked. I promise.
You're listening to Animal Radio. You can learn more about today's guest at animalradio.com. Log on. Learn more.
Ladies and gentlemen, we at Litter Robot are pleased to announce our new spokescat, Cousin Vinny the Cat.
Thanks. It's good to be here with you guys talking about this here little robot that automatically cleans up after us cats do our business.
And what would you like to say to our audience about the Litter Robot?
My owner seems to be saving up lots of cash now that he's not buying so much cat litter. Plus, I don't have to put up with that stinking litter box smell no more. With Litter Robot, I get clean litter every time.
Right, Vinny. The Litter Robot saves on litter and eliminates odors.
And seriously, the chicks dig it.
Okay. Vinny, where can our audience buy a Litter Robot?
Well, you gotta go online to the Litter Robot website and order one. Them Litter Robot guys don't even charge you for shipping.
That's great. People can just order a Litter Robot online at www.litter-robot.com. Animal Radio listeners can now save $20. Just enter Animal Radio as the coupon code when checking out. Thank you, Vinny. We look forward to hearing from you again soon.
Yeah, anytime, pal.
When I went looking for a quality allergen-free dog food for Roscoe, a friend told me about canine caviar. Being a born skeptic, I examined every ingredient and, most importantly, made sure it drove our dog's taste buds crazy. Here's the lowdown. Canine caviar is holistic, allergen-free, with raw dehydrated meats, herbs, fish oil, and flaxseed for health and joint support. Good food for Roscoe from a company I can trust. Ask your pet store for canine caviar. Learn more at caninecaviar.com.
When Animal Radio picked America's top vet, they wanted to make sure that your animal's health came first. That's why they picked the Paso Robles Veterinary Medical Clinic. Treating animals for over 50 years with the latest diagnostic tools in their full-service hospital, the Paso Robles Veterinary Medical Clinic always puts your pets first. Call 805-238-4622 or visit them at PasoVets.com. That's Paso, P-A-S-O, Vets.com to get the best care for your pet.
Celebrating our connection with our pets. This is Animal Radio. Here are your hosts, Hal Abrams and Judy Francis.
Here's the story that you all been waiting for, okay? This is a true story, intriguing as it is, with a good ending. A pet owner was arrested after his cat was found marinating in oils and peppers. Yeah, saved from a certain death, Navarro was his name. He was found in the boot of his owner's car, a boot, covered in oil and peppers. And now police believe the man was preparing to eat the animal.
That's absolutely strange and very troubling.
Yeah.
Well, that's just wrong. That's wrong. When you marinate a cat, you're supposed to use lime and salt.
That's what I saw. You wouldn't use oil at all.
No, it's all wrong.
Hey, you guys, stop it.
Send your complaints to yourvoice at animalradio.com. I could say that, and I'll get beaten up after the show, but no one will mess with Joey. But it is a true story. And it was a 51-year-old Gary Kurok's car. And Gary Kurok reportedly told officers he was punishing his cat for being ill-tempered and told them he planned to cook the cat. Now, the good news is Navarro was taken by the SPCA. He has a brand-new home, a brand-new name. He's called Oliver now, by the way.
Oliver.
And Kurok was...
Olive oil, Oliver?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there's a...
That's what I was thinking.
Kurok was arrested with one count of animal cruelty, and he's not allowed to have any more animals in his life, which is good. Workers had to give the animal, the cat, 2 baths to wash him off.
Wait a minute. What about allowing him to cook? I think this man should be in a skillet of his own with olive oil drenched over him and let somebody cook him.
I'm wondering.
That's the strangest story I've heard, I think, so far since I've been here.
Joy, do you? Is there any way you could get in touch with Oliver?
Sure.
Ask him if he's happy at his new place, and I don't know. What do you ask a cat that was being marinated?
Well, the first thing he tells me is he actually loves feeling loved at his new place. He thinks the other guy never really did understand him.
Obviously.
Yeah.
And he said he was kind of always afraid of that man.
Mm-hmm.
So his new people are treating him very well.
Okay, well, that's good news.
Absolutely, especially a story like that.
Okay.
Yes.
More news coming up in just a minute with Jen Austen. We're going to go to the phones at 1-866-405-8405 to yap with you right now. Hi, Judy.
Hi, how are you?
Doing good. How are you doing today?
I'm good, thank you.
How can we help you? I got the great Dr. Debbie right here.
Oh, good. I have a 2-year-old English bulldog, and she has a red mange, and I've been treating her with the Promaris. It's a tick and flea medicine.
Okay.
And I was wondering if there's any other, like a natural way without medication for treating her for this.
Well, there's definitely the most natural thing for red mange is actually to do nothing. And that sounds horrible. Red mange.
But then she gets all red and then her hair falls off.
Okay, so obviously that's not a good solution for you. And I say that's partly jokingly, but red mange, which is actually Demodex mites, in many cases will go away on its own. So in about 30 to 50% of cases, it'll go away on its own. If it doesn't, we really have to address other underlying causes. And it's basically a type of mite that can be passed with heredity. And it also is affected... Yeah, exactly, from her mama. And it's also influenced very much by the pet's own immune system and their own ability to clear that. So for pets that have more generalized problem or more chronic problems, we really have to look at focusing on all those other ways that we can improve their overall immune status. So for female dogs, if she's not already spayed, she needs to be spayed because the hormones of... You did that already. Super.
Yes, I did that a long time ago.
Great. Good. Now, for some pets, if we're not getting good control with something like Promeris, not everyone has super results with that. And in many cases, we'll use that every 2 weeks to every month to help treat the demodectic mange. And if that doesn't do it on its own, don't feel bad. In many cases, we'll have to add in other things. Now, in your question to natural remedies, probably not anything simple that's going to treat the mange by itself, but more to kind of support her immune status. So I would really look at other things, whether we need to use something like ivermectin along with the Promeris. For some pets, we can try a medication interceptor, which is a different flea tick medicine, and that might be of some use. But we also want to look at this immune support. And so sometimes things like probiotics, which can help support the immune health of the gut. That can be very important. And then also making sure we're looking for other disease processes in the body. We test for thyroid disease. We test the blood for other issues that might be present and then treat those because that will have an effect of improving the immune support of the body and then thereby helping the red mange. So it's kind of more of a cascading effect of all these other things that can influence the pet with the red mange. And the other thing is that many times with a lot of different types of mange, they have bacterial infections in the skin. So we have to get them on courses of that to treat the secondary effects of all that. So has that kind of been your battle cry of what's been going on here?
Well, my thing is I give her the Promeris, and I only give it to her probably every 3 to 4 months. It's not all the time.
Okay, and that I would say is...
And I don't dip her.
Okay. Every 3 to 4 months is definitely not frequent enough to effectively treat the mite. So if that's the purpose, is to treat the mite, you're not getting anywhere close to that. You're treating more for fleas and ticks with that.
Well, what I noticed is when I give it to her, it's when she barely starts to turn the pink, where I could barely start seeing it. So then as soon as I give it to her, she's fine for another 3 to 4 months. So it's like I think it's coming on, but I didn't want to give it to her so much because, I mean, it smells horrible, and I didn't know if it could cause any damage to her also.
Yeah, and definitely I understand all of those concerns, and we don't like to use products if we don't have to, but if you're only using a partially of what it's just prescribed for, then we're only doing her part of the good. And this is unusual. We see this with ear infections and skin conditions in dogs, that if you only do things for a short period of time and don't follow it through as prescribed, you're going to have relapses of problems. And that, I think, is what you're probably dealing with here. So before I'd say you're having a failure of Promeris not controlling this, I'd say we want to make sure you're being diligent on following those instructions by your veterinarian, and then perhaps doing these other things, looking at other underlying immune problems, and then maybe adding in a secondary medication such as oral ivermectin, which we can use along with that. So might just need to step up the game. And, I understand you want a natural remedy, but if we're not getting where we need to, I think you really got to take the bull by the horns and get control of this. So. Okay.
Well, hers doesn't really get very, very severe. That's why I try to keep it under control as soon as I see it. Mm-hmm. So that's why I was just wondering, because I don't let it get to the point where it gets that bad.
Yeah, I understand. And, it's kind of your choice. You can go through these cycles of ups and downs, and that's, in many cases, it may clear with time. But if it's not doing that, you really got to step up to the treatment regimen and really tackle this appropriately. That's all I can say.
Okay. And is this like a permanent that she would have to be on all the time?
Well, not typically. There are some dogs that can have some chronic Demodex problems, but I'd say they're more a function of us as the humans in not treating it effectively for a long enough duration. So that would be the number one reason why I would have a chronic Demodex. There are pets that we have chronic problems with, but I always look back at the human end of things and blame us first. Either, we don't have the right treatment regimen or we're not staying faithful to what we're supposed to be doing. So look inside yourself.
1-866-405-8405 to connect with any one of the Dream Team right now. I'm looking. I can't find anything. When you're in the business that we are, we always get lots of questions. What do we use on our animals? Food, shampoos, all kinds of things. What do we use? Because obviously we see it all, and we get to pick.
And I actually had somebody today ask me, what does Ladybug like? Because her dog's just as finicky.
Now, if you haven't been a long-time listener, you may not know that Stella and Chewy's is Ladybug's food of choice, the official food of Ladybug, the studio stunt dog here at Animal Radio. We got a sample a few years back, or maybe a year back, and we gave her the sample. Why not, right? Mm-hmm. We figured she'd like it. We knew it was healthy, but would she like it a week later?
She'll eat sometimes one time, and then she won't eat it again.
Would she like it 2 weeks later?
Yep.
Who knows? Would she like it 3 weeks later? I am here to say that Ladybug, the studio stunt dog, eats it as fast as we put it down. The healthy ingredients are great. It's the natural goodness, really. It's made with raw, USDA-inspected meat raised naturally. There's no added hormones or antibiotics. And the beauty part is it's freeze-dried. Little patties. You don't have to open up a can every time you want to give them food. You can serve it to them moist or dry.
Yeah, dry is a treat. They love it. She'll eat it either way.
She's been, this last week, it seems like she's had a preference towards the dry, which is good. We can switch it up for her.
Mm-hmm.
We have lots of fun with it. And then, of course, they have the treats, the chicken treats there, too.
And what's the ingredients?
Just chicken.
Nothing else. Just straight chicken.
You can't really call it a treat, can you?
But it's healthy.
It's good stuff. Stella and Chewy's. You can learn more about it at StellaandChewy's.com. Or better yet, how about I send you a sample of Stella and Chewy's right now?
Yeah, that's Hal's real job.
During the week, I send out samples of Stella and Chewy's. All you need to do is send me a self-addressed stamped envelope. All the details over at the website at animalradio.com. So while you're over there, you can get the Stella and Chewy's, and you can also get a free bag of cat litter if you have a cat. All kinds of coupons and good things over there. Stella and Chewy's, thanks, guys, for sponsoring Animal Radio.
I just discovered both of my two Labradors have a neck infection, a horrible dermatitis going on. I was just aghast. I'm looked at my husband. How did this happen? 2 vets in the house. I don't know, but unfortunately, they're getting the care they need. It's just, when you look at other animals all day long, sometimes your own are the last ones you look at. So
it even happens to you, is what you're saying.
It does. And, I think it's a pattern because my family, when I was a kid, my dad works on cars. He's an auto repairman. And our car was always the nastiest one. It had primer spots on it, dents. It was always in need of some kind of repair. And it was a non-paying job, so it never got done.
That's funny. I know that Vlade, his dog Mika, is just sometimes the worst behaved dog I've ever seen. Well, just
he'll never admit
he'll
it.
go running after cats, and things like that. But any dog that Vlade takes care of, who is in his personal boot camp, is very well behaved. So I guess it's something that goes around. But we're not immune to this stuff because we're Animal Radio, and you come to us for advice. Doesn't mean that we're not immune to the same sicknesses, our pets having the same sicknesses that perhaps your pets have. So
that could have been prevented.
We might know even more
Maybe.
Are
you saying something, Judy? Are you saying that?
I'm taking the 5th.
I always worry. Right. Do you bring diseases home to your animals? Can you do that, being a doc who's seen all these things all day long?
Yeah, it's definitely possible. I've had ringworm before. I've had on occasion brought home a respiratory virus from my cats just from, having another cat sneeze on me.
Wow.
So it can happen. It's a rarity. But I think more than anything, it's just spending that extra loving time and checking your pet from head to toe, scratches on the belly, and that's really how we found our little skin issue, was just a little extra love and attention, and whoa, there it is.
Well, I wish all the best to your animals. Hope they get better fast. 1-866-405-8405 to connect with any one of the Dream Team right now.
This
is an Animal Radio News Update, brought to you by World's Best Cat Litter, the only litter made from whole kernel corn.
I'm Jen Austen for Animal Radio, and police have arrested 51-year-old Gary Korkuk in Buffalo, New York. You probably heard about this after a disturbing discovery during a routine traffic stop. His 4-year-old cat, Navarro, was inside a boot in a cage in Korkuk's car, and police said it seemed that the cat was marinating in oil, salt, and crushed red pepper. Korkuk reportedly told officers he was punishing the cat for being ill-tempered, and he intended to eat it. Korkuk was arrested and charged with 1 count of animal cruelty. Now, the SPCA has already found a new home and a new name for Navarro, so some good news there. If you've got a toddler, you know they're into everything, including pet food at times. A new study shows that contaminated pet foods can not only sicken pets, but also people. One salmonella-related outbreak from 2006 to 2008 sickened 79 people, half of whom were age 2 or under. And the study also shows most people feed their pets in or near the kitchen, and failing to wash their hands after feeding can spread bacteria. Pamela Anderson did her part to help dogs who have become victims of the Gulf oil spill. About 50 dogs were relocated from Louisiana to Virginia, and Pam Anderson was in New Orleans on hand to inspire us all to adopt these dogs. Now in Virginia, PETA is working with the Virginia Beach SPCA to find new homes for the animals. Anderson actually ended up adopting 2 of the dogs herself. We've heard that dogs have an incredible sense when there might be danger, and on that note, a great dog hero story. An 11-year-old dachshund's owner in Oregon recently had heart surgery and was recovering at home when he collapsed. The dog usually doesn't leave the yard unless the owner is with her, but this time she sprinted across the street to alert a neighbor who was outside working. The dog persisted until the neighbor followed, and he was able to call for help once he got to the house. The man who had heart surgery is doing just fine now. Well, you may love dogs, but have you ever wanted to dress like one and change your name to Boomer the dog? 44-year-old Pennsylvania man Gary Matthews frequently wears dog costumes and legally applied this week to have his name changed to Boomer the dog. A judge denied the request because he said it would be too confusing. Matthews was asked whether he considers himself to be more of a dog or a human, and Matthews said, in spirit, probably more of a dog. And here's one unbelievable fact that may encourage you to have your pets spayed or neutered. A female dog, her mate, and their offspring can produce 67,000 dogs in 6 years. Might want to make an appointment this weekend. I'm Jen Austen with news on Animal Radio. Get more breaking animal news at animalradio.com.
This has been an Animal Radio News Update, brought to you by World's Best Cat Litter. Your home can be full of hazards. Here's a tip to minimize dangers. Keep antifreeze out of reach. It has a sweet aroma and taste, but can be fatal. Also, be careful when using baited pesticides. These products are scented to attract pests, but can also lure our pets. Get more tips at www.worldsbestcatlitter.com/radio.
Animal Radio is brought to you by Natural Balance Pet Food, the finest food you can buy for the health of your pet. No matter which line of Natural Balance Pet Food you choose, you know it will truly be the food for a lifetime. Visit www.naturalbalance.net to learn more.
You could see Judy dancing with her little ladybug, a spotted dog, doing all these tricks.
She's a good dancer.
She is a good dancer. Both of you are good dancers.
Well, I taught her. I taught her everything I
think
knew.
Ladybug is a little bit better.
I happen to agree, but I wasn't going to say it. But you can say it because no one's going to mess with you.
Yeah. Hell, I'll meet you outside after the show.
Yeah, but you won't be messing with Joey. You'll just kick my little runty ass. Dr. Debbie's answering your vet medical questions. Dog father Joey Villani with your grooming questions. Animal communicator Joy Turner. We also have Susan Sims and Vladi, the world-famous Russian dog wizard, all here at your beck and call. That is toll-free at 1-866-405-8405. Also, Joy Behar joining us in a few minutes from The View. You know, she's also a very talented comedian. Not a lot of people knew that before.
She also writes children's books.
She does. And a big animal lover. She'll join us.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes. She's
I didn't know she wrote children's books.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know she was an animal lover either, but that's good to know.
It's hard to believe.
Anyone who's an animal lover is good in my book.
That's what I'm saying. We're looking for your Dodge Journey pet destinations today. We're going to have another destination in just a few minutes. If you have a good place, preferably on the east side of the Mississippi, that you like to take your pet, your dog, your cat, whatever. Tell us where that area is, and we'll give you prizes for sharing that area. Yeah, sure, you'll go back and it'll be crowded because everyone knows about it, but you'll have prizes, right? 1-866-405-8405 for that. Hey, Christine.
Hi, how are you doing?
Doing good. How are you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing great.
Where are you?
Right now I'm at home in Northern California.
Northern California. Okay,
Yeah.
Beautiful place. I happen to be there. I have Vlade, the world-famous Russian dog wizard, here. He can help you with any of your dog behavior issues. What's up with your dog?
I have a cross between a Dachshund and a Pomeranian, and she was never house-trained. She is about a year and a half now, but that's not the horrible issue. I can't get her to shut up.
Christine, you're with me, with Vladi, Russian dog wizard. You know, the real issue is, you already said, your dog did not have a training in the past.
Right.
And that's the really issue for everyone. And I'm kind of, sounds like a broken phone, but I tell again and again, if a dog is trained properly, dog is also behave properly, because proper training and proper behavior goes always hand in hand. Now, if I can relate to your situation, because I'm coming to the people's home every day, and Dachshund and Pomeranian, both of them problem makers, and both of them barkers.
Yeah. I have a neighbor behind me who keeps sending me nasty grams.
Uh-oh. Yeah, I believe it. By the way,
hand delivered. Yeah.
By the way, Christine,
And that's after
do you know?
that's after a bark collar's on her.
Oh boy. Well, we probably need to get another bark collar and put it on your neighbor too.
Oh.
I'm very nice, you know, Judy.
That's right. She takes her dogs for a walk in a stroller, so.
Oh, okay. Okay. She probably spoiling her pets even more than yours. So
Exactly.
she, you know, like we say in Russia, whose cow should say moo, her cow should keep its mouth shut.
Yeah.
You like my humor, I see.
I do.
You do, yeah. Okay, so here's, tell me quickly, please, what is your most concern? Your dog barking when someone knocks on your door, or just bark when you're not home, or in your presence?
It doesn't matter. I could, we live right on a corner across the street from the elementary school.
Mm-hmm.
If the wind blows, she barks at it. If anybody goes by our house, she barks at him. If they're across the street, halfway down the block, she barks at him.
Oh, it sounds your dog is like on something, you know? It's just,
yeah, she's paranoid.
She's nuts.
Yeah.
Okay, here's what I would do, Christine. I would simultaneously address the symptoms of this problem as you should eliminate the cause. The cause of this problem is, you know, your dog is bored. Your dog has no work to do, and she just found a job to bark nonstop.
Okay.
So I really would suggest you like it or hate it to hear it. 2 times per day for 30 minutes, get the collar on leash, put on your dog, and put a really good training collar. Not really buckle collar, very gentle one, but still can administer soft but decisive corrections if your dog does something wrong, not what you said to her.
Right.
If you see it or it doesn't walk properly. Now, I would do it 2 times per day. Especially I would focusing on the walking inside of your home, in the backyard and the front yard. Especially in the area where she barks, because you're killing 2 birds with 1 stone. I know, Judy, you don't like that expression, because we're supposed to be
we don't kill birds at all, yes.
Exactly. I don't know another phrase. You should teach me in English what another phrase you would use to that. Anyway, so you'll tell me later, Judy. Don't look at me like that. Okay. So what you need to do, number 1, dog training in this way. Number 1, with establishing language to communicate, make your dog be tired. Tired dog is the good dog. You know, like a tired kid sleep well. It also mark your territory in that area. That's what I would do, and that would address the cause. Now, regarding symptoms, Christine, grab the pencil and pen. It's so simple. If a dog is barking and you're absent, Google the product by name Good Neighbor Barker Breaker. Good Neighbor Barker Breaker. Listen, everything which I say really works, and it's very cheap. Very cheap. You're not you're not going to spend a lot of money, very inexpensive. You know, we are receiving, and I am receiving a lot of items to test here on Animal Radio, and this product consistently comes first, very small unit, does not involve any color, any shock, anything, just will pick your dog's bark from the distance and create sound, not the sonic. It's a very special sound, works as none in other colors, none in other units I ever tried. So good neighbor barker breaker when you're not home. Now, when you're home and your dog barks, when you're home, please just get the unit by name Pet Convincer. Pet Convincer has become one of the top gadgets, was recently featured on ABC Global News. I'm very proud of it because I participate in developing that product. Pet Convincer, petconvincer.com. Okay, so basically work with your dog 2 times per day. That would really calm your dog down, and provide some nice toys, interactive toys, when the dog can, get in and just try to maybe suck on peanut butter frozen and the Kong toy or something like that in your local pet store. And at the same time, make sure you are preparing for you are hoping for the best, but preparing for the worst.
Right.
Get good neighbor barker breaker and Pet Convincer, and one convincing air blast, bad behavior in the past.
Christine, we wish you the best of luck with this. If you need a follow-up call, we're here for you, toll free, 1-866-405-8405 to connect with any one of the Dream Team right now.
Animal Radio is brought to you by SeniorPetProducts.com. As your best friend settles into middle age and shows signs of slowing down, SeniorPetProducts.com is there to help your senior pets live to the fullest with thousands of products for the life of your pet. SeniorPetProducts.com.
Hi, I'm Steve Garvey, and I'm here with my good friend, actor, and pet food guru, Dick Van Patten.
Hiya, Steve. It's good to see you.
Dick, my 2 dogs have been on your natural balance for years. They love it. They look great. So what's the secret?
It's simple. Our formulas are developed by top nutritionists and based on scientific fact. And then they're made with the best ingredients.
It's just a winning combination.
It is. Just like Russell to Lopes to Garvey.
Thanks for that. Hey, everyone. If you love your pets like I love mine, try Natural Balance.
When it comes to controlling cat box odor, there's no such thing as good enough. Buy the best or smell the rest. In other words, get World's Best Cat Litter with patented formulas made from whole kernel corn. World's Best Cat Litter is 100% natural and scientifically proven to deliver unsurpassed odor control, compact clumping, and longer lasting use. See what a difference just 1 bag makes. And for a limited time, save big when you buy. To download a coupon, go to worldsbestcatliter.com/radio.
Why read a newspaper in the age of the internet? Because you take the time to think things through, like your love of animals. You want to know where your voice and donations can be most effective. Animal People is the newspaper for people who care enough about animals to give real thought to how best to help animals. Request your free sample copy at www.animalpeoplenews.org.
When Animal Radio picked America's top vet, they wanted to make sure that your animal's health came first. That's why they picked the Paso Robles Veterinary Medical Clinic. Treating animals for over 50 years with the latest diagnostic tools in their full-service hospital, the Paso Robles Veterinary Medical Clinic always puts your pets first. Call 805-238-4622 or visit them at PasoVets.com. That's Paso, P-A-S-O, Vets.com to get the best care for your pet.
Hey, this is Big Ant from Rescue Inc. Remember, spay and neuter your animal, and abusers are losers. Now back to Animal Radio.
Right now we have the View's Joy Behar on. Hi, Joy. How are you doing?
Hi, how are you, Al?
Very good, very good.
Okay. And Judy?
Hi, Joy.
Hi.
Do you have pets at home? I forget.
I have. My daughter and her husband live in my building. We're all in one big building because I grew up like that, like in a tenement in Brooklyn, and the whole family was in the building.
That works out for you.
So I just try to recreate those early years. And so we have between us 3 animals, and we sort of have codependencies on them, or whatever you want to call it.
Visitation, like
yeah.
Okay.
What do you call that? When co-visited? What do you call that when people have the
custody?
Children? Custody.
Yeah,
that's it. we have co-custody, and I have both of us. We share 2 dogs, two mutts, Gracie and Tallulah.
Oh, I love it.
They're very divine little doggies. They come from the same litter, and they're combinations of what's that dog that has the adorable little face? People say that they're Shih Tzus, but they're not Shih Tzus. That's what the person we got them from said they were part Shih Tzu. There's nothing Shih Tzu about these dogs. They're more like Papillons.
Oh.
Wow.
And then we have a cat who weighs as much as this dog.
What do you do to spoil them? Do you spoil the cat more?
The cat, there was a cartoon in the New Yorker this week where a cat says, look, I will work for food, it said, and I'll just take 2 bites and then I'll walk away. And that's my cat, Benito. He hocks you in the morning, he jumps on you, he purrs on your face, and then he eats 2 bites and then leaves.
Wakes you up first.
Yes, he has to wake us right out of a dead sleep at about 5 in the morning.
Do you allow your pets in bed with you? Do you allow them to sleep?
Of course.
Yes. I think we had this conversation before.
We did.
Yes. Yeah.
And who wouldn't allow their pets in their beds? Everybody does that.
Well, you should hear our dog trainer here, Vlad.
I know. They don't like that.
I think if people say they don't, they're lying. They just don't want to admit it.
They're hidden.
Listen, you could find somebody. You could find a marriage counselor that tells you don't let your husband in the bed. There's always an expert who will give you advice.
Yes.
How beautiful. On that note, Joy, thanks so much for joining us.
Lovely to talk to you. Take care of your puppies out there.
This portion of Animal Radio is brought to you by Kimpton Hotels. And now, if you're traveling to San Diego, take your pet along and stay at the Hotel Solomar. Not only do pets stay free, but Hotel Solomar can arrange for grooming, pet massage, even a pet therapist.
That's great.
Find out more at Kimpton Hotel's Hospitality program by calling 1-888-KIMPTON. KIMPTON. Don't forget you can get 15% off rates by booking them through animalradio.com. I love that hotel.
They don't have any restrictions on size or weight.
Size?
And there's no fees, no pet fees at all.
You hear a lot of hotels say they accept pets.
Right.
These people roll out the red carpet. Check it out. Kimpton, thanks so much for sponsoring Animal Radio.
Kimpton Hotels and Restaurants, the very first full-service hotel to respect and welcome pets. Kimpton's hospitality program offers plush beds, designer dining bowls, pet treats, toys, along with services for dog walking and pet sitting. No restrictions for size, weight, or type of animal, as well as 0 fees or pet deposits. Come stay at a Kimpton hotel whenever you travel. L.A., San Francisco, San Diego, Chicago, Dallas, and many more. Go to www.KimptonHotels.com for Kimpton Hospitality.
This is
Animal Radio, baby.
Okay, it was already really, really hot in the studio, and then the last segment gave me flop sweat. For those of you that don't know Joey is, you're a big guy with some big tattoos that sometimes look like they're 3D, and you're not the kind of guy anyone wants to mess with.
I'm a pussycat.
That's what we hear.
Yeah, he's a pushover.
Especially when you're grooming a kitty or something like that. See, now I'm really conscious about these double innuendos.
The kitty's the boss when I'm grooming it.
Oh, you guys.
Oh, it's hot in here. Okay, time for the Dodge Journey Pet Destinations. Places that you want to take your animal, your dog, your cat. As I told you, we started this specifically as a dog contest, but we're not speciest. We want to know where you take your animal that's their favorite place. Now, I still won't share mine because I'm afraid that it'll get overrun by people.
Oh, come on, share, Hal.
But some of you want to share for valuable prizes. What was that? Valuable prizes. At 1-866-405-8405. Once a week, we'll feature a special destination. And I'm just going to eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Going to line 4. And who is this? Hi.
I'm on line 4.
You're on line 4. I bet you didn't know that, did you?
No, I had absolutely no idea. I would have tried line 5 then.
Who is this?
My name is Mark, and actually I live in southeastern Wisconsin.
Cheese state. That's a cheese state, isn't it?
Yes,
the
it
Packers.
is.
That's all I think of is cheese when I think Wisconsin. Mark, no disrespect.
No, that's fine, and my dogs love cheese.
Cheese is good.
there's a great, so I'm in southeastern Wisconsin. I'm near Burlington, Wisconsin. So it's kind of rural, but there's a really nice dog park here, and they put a fancy name on it. It's called Burlington Dog Park.
Burlington Dog Park. Now, is it, what makes it such a good dog park? No dog poop to step in, people cleaning up? What, does it have activities?
Well, I wouldn't say there's none there, but it's because Bassett is fairly cold in the winter, and it's really nice to get the dogs out then, like now during the summer. And there's a lot of open fields, and it's right next to the Fox River. So if you got a dog that likes to slop around in some yuck and swampy and mud stuff, it's a great place. And there's just a lot of open areas there. And I've never noticed any problems with ticks or anything like that, so that's kind of nice.
Okay. Do you have a lot of ticks in Wisconsin? I would imagine that's kind of a place that would have lots of ticks.
Yeah, there is. So I know that when I take my dogs to areas that I'm unfamiliar with, I always check them, and I'm lucky because they're short hairs, so I can pretty much go through them quickly. But and I live on a little lake, and there's some other little beach areas, and it's really nice if you can take your dog to a beach area where there's not a lot of people, and then kind of let the dogs wade. So I keep them on a leash, and I can coax them into the water a little bit then too.
What kind of dogs? Yeah, sounds like you have a lot.
I got a couple different ones. I like to help out the Milwaukee area domestic animal control, and I foster dogs. So I get the little ones, little Chihuahuas and Min Pins and Rat Terriers, and they actually like the water. They don't want to go in the deep water, but if you let them wade, just let them kind of walk in, they can splash around. They have a good time.
Okay. See, I like the little dogs myself. I'm a little dog guy.
They're so much easier to take care of. They're more fun.
Oh, and if you step in it, it's not that big of a deal.
That's what I'm saying. Not that the animal there poop, of course, yes.
Oh, naturally.
Okay, the Burlington Dog Park. This is in Burlington, Wisconsin, did you say?
Yes, and you just you have to make sure that the dogs are vaccinated. But nobody's ever there checking. I suppose I shouldn't say that.
Yeah, don't say that.
Well,
make
that's
sure your dogs are vaccinated.
This week's Dodge Journey Pet Destination. Thanks, Mark. Hold on a second. We're going to hook you up with some prizes for the dogs. 1-866-405-8405. Yes, I'm sorry, Joey?
You know, that didn't make me sound like I wanted to go there. I mean, you know, it said swampy and cold in the winter.
But the dogs like that. Don't you understand that? That's what the it's really what the dogs want.
I'm going to tell you something. I should win, and I'll tell you why. Because remember I said last week that the best place the dogs like to go is my car, and I drive a Dodge. I drive a Dodge Charger besides. So my favorite place, Dodge, this is Joey Vellani speaking, is his Dodge Hemi Charger, and the dogs love to go in. It's their favorite place. So if you want to pick a winner, look this way.
Let's see if my Hemi's faster than your Hemi.
No, I got a faster Hemi.
I doubt it.
Well,
is that another sexual innuendo?
No,
okay.
We're talking about Hemi.
Hal's head is in the gutter today.
I know, Hal.
Here's a fact. 17,000 years ago, the first dog was domesticated from a pack of wolves. Here's another fact. The Dodge Journey is a domesticated crossover, a direct descendant of our muscle cars. The Journey recently won the 2010 Pet Safe Choice Award, an honor decided by humans and dogs. Was it the stain-resistant seating, the in-floor storage bins with removable and washable liners, or is it that dogs relate to this vehicle?
1-866-405-8405. Now, Judy, I've said this over and over, and while Dr. Debbie and I may not agree, there is no acceptable situation to get your cat declawed.
I agree.
It's an amputation up to the first knuckle, is what it really is. Mm-hmm. It's inhumane, and oftentimes it causes many, many problems afterwards. People call us every week. They say, oh, my cat won't use the litter anymore. It's been using it for 10 years and won't use it anymore. Got him declawed. Well, of course, it hurts.
Yeah, and you'll find more declawed cats in the shelter because people end up giving them up because of the issues after declawing.
1-866-405-8405. Hi, who's this?
Oh, this is Donna.
Hey, Donna, how are you doing?
Good. Hey, I just wanted to chime in my 2 cents about, I'm totally against the declawing. It's so cruel. But I think a lot of people do it because they can't get their cats to, use the scratching post. And I discovered my cats wouldn't either. And one day, as I was watching my cat stretch out her whole body and scratch my couch, I was like, oh, that's the key. It has to be taller. So I went out, and got a real tall scratching post, and now they use that and not the couch. They need to really stretch out when they scratch.
Well, there you go.
Very good. You know, some cats like vertical, some like horizontal. And what I've learned is when cats first wake up, they like to stretch. So if you put it near their bed, they're more likely to wake up and scratch it, and they'll get used to scratching that instead of your furniture.
Okay, so we need the right scratching devices. If you're trying right now to get your cat to use a scratching post and it won't, maybe it's the scratching post.
Don't put that scratching post in the corner in the back room. Put it where your cat sleeps.
We have some more information over at the website at animalradio.com to help you pick a scratching post, help you get over the problems of the tearing up of the couch. We actually got concrete furniture here, and that's because we love our animals a lot. We have a lot of them. Donna, thank you so much for your suggestion today.
You're welcome. Bye.
1-866-405-8405.
This is Animal Radio
Network.